everyone. I'm out here working in the garden and I've got to get a few things in the ground. So I'm going to try to prep this little area right here where these wooden stakes are. That's the asparagus. I'm going to do this right here too and rake as much of the weeds out as I can. And somewhere in my barn, I have a rototiller for my wheel horses, and I found that, but the thing is that I haven't used that tiller in 4 or 5 years, and the tractor I used it on was not intended for that tiller, so I had a lot of special pulleys and a very long belt. I don't have a clue where any of that is, so I think the time that I could spend to look for the pulley setup and the belt would probably save me time working this ground. It's so wet I can't plow, but I know that tiller's in there somewhere with all the parts. I know where the tiller is. I need to find the parts, and we'll see if I can find it. Sounds like one of the chickens just laid an egg. Here's my tiller. It's got the stock pulley on it. And I feel like the last time I used it was on a C101. But I had a smaller pulley here, and I ran it on Putt Putt. And Putt Putt has a really small engine pulley, so I made this one smaller so I wouldn't be overdriving it. So now I just realized I need to put together a PTO clutch for Putt Putt because I haven't worked them in a little while. So I found a few things. I don't know if they're what I need or not, but this pulley right here on the ground is the driven pulley from a period correct rear discharge 32-inch jack from the 60s. That's my PTO clutch. I don't know where my roll pin is, but I should be able to find one. Call it what you will, but I guess I needed a spacer, and it bolted onto that hole right there. And I think all this did was get the belt low enough to get down around everything. I still feel like I need something here to bring the bottom, bring the flat side of the belt like this down as well. But I don't remember, and of course I don't have pictures. Back here I've got my little hitch pieces, so I'll have to put those on. And I've got the tiller lined up. I don't think that was the pulley I used. I think I found the other one a few minutes ago and can't remember where I set it. So I'll keep looking for a belt or 10 and keep looking for other pieces of this puzzle. But it sure would be cool to till again with this old round head. So this right here is a similar PTO setup. Pretty much the same thing off of the 656. So with that double, triple pulley driven one down there, I need this short belt here that drives the little pulley down there that will get low enough to go under the transmission, but I still needed one pulley just, I think, to separate them maybe. Maybe one of them even went over the axle. I don't remember one part of the belt, but I'm getting closer. We'll see how this goes. Okay, right, wrong, or indifferent. Putt Putt is getting the tiller back. I put that smaller pulley back on, like I said, to slow the tiller down. And I'm starting to remember how this is going together. The belt's going to come up and over, of course, underneath this pulley, and it will clear the axle. Like I said, I've got to figure out this clutch or put it back together. This is just going to be a dummy live axle pulley, so this outside or even middle pulley, one of these two, depending on that PTO clutch, will drive one of those, and then the tiller pulley will come off the inside here. The belt will drive out here, and then there's that. So I've just got to put it all together once I figure out a belt and go from there. But we're getting close. We'll be telling in no time. This is starting to look familiar. Okay, here's the deal. I remembered why I need that goofy spacer pulley deal there, because the top of the belt clears, but the bottom hits the tiller bar right there by where it says 53 inches. So I have measured this, and I'm waiting for the parts store to give me a holler back to see if they can find any belts close to this size. And I need a roll pin for right there, and that's what stops this. So the roll pin would press against this, and then to activate it you push that and it pops past the roll pin and then engages the belt here. So waiting for some call back from the parts store. I'd rather support them than buy online, plus I might be able to get it today yet. But this is looking pretty good, and it's still really windy, so I hope you can hear me. So parts store says I won't have my belts until tomorrow, so I might as well play with this whole apparatus here. This is a bar that you normally would use behind the belt guard right here for the clutch on the tractor. And I was thinking, since those holes clear, let's see if we can get this right there. I can get that in there, okay? But my alignment is going to be off. If you can see it in there. My pulley is going to be over here. So I might actually end up using, it looks like I can use this center pulley for the belt. I don't know. I don't exactly remember how I did this, but as far as alignment goes, you can see the pulley back there is pretty far out. So I might actually, now that I'm just thinking about this, if I could space this out a little bit and put this bracket on the inside of the frame, I'll probably have to clear the top of it a little bit, clearance that maybe 3/8 of an inch, but I could move this whole system over and get a better alignment. Maybe even chuck this pulley up on the lathe and try to widen that a little bit so I can run them in a wider groove. So otherwise, the tiller's up off the ground, and that's all good. So get me a belt on that thing, and we'll be turning some dirt. So like I said, the field's just too wet for the disc. I'll probably get stuck, so this is the next best thing. And being that Putt Putt's got that low range transmission from the 8-speed, I'll be able to just cruise along in first gear and let that thing just chow down on the dirt. So I've got this PTO clutch all set up. I ended up having to drill out that hole because the roll pin that I popped out of Jane, my Commando 6, to pull this off. That was a 1/4 inch hole, and this tractor was set up with a 3/16 roll pin. So I don't know if they had changed it over the years, or if by chance maybe the other tractor was drilled out at some point, but it's working. So like I said, it sits here, but with your toe, if you push on this and push forward, it will pull past that roll pin, and this spring here is what puts tension on that belt. So that's that. One more thing accomplished. Now I think I'm just going to wait on this here. Once I get belts, I'll be playing around with what I'm going to do, and even with up front. So that's that. Alright, so got to the parts store, got a 110-inch by 1/2 inch belt, and 28 by 1/2 for that PTO. I did end up going with my wonky pulley because it works, and eventually when I'm not so pressed for time, I will work on the tensioner. But I'm clearing that piece that I was worried about, and I'm fully functional, I believe. So we're going to test it out on this little 5 or 6 by 10 foot piece of corner right here and see how it goes. Pretty sure that'll work a tractor harder than plowing. Putt Putt stack is sizzling hot right now, but it does a good job. So, a couple things that I figured I would point out. One, my little pulley I was so excited about isn't even spinning. looks like it was, but it is pretty hot, so I'm thinking maybe that bearing locked up. Otherwise, it worked pretty good. I might have to service that a little bit. The bottom pulley looks like it's loose or maybe spun a bearing. But like I said, this hasn't been touched in 5 or more years, and I just threw it together just to see how it'd work. But I'm thinking that most of our plants are ready to go in, and then we're going to do a lot of sowing seeds right to the ground. But I'll probably just run a till pass through the garden as we plant. Just kill a few more of those weeds that are growing and just fluff it up a little bit after all the rains. But this is going pretty good.